right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with Sheena Bathory. Sheena, how we doing?
Hi, how are you? I'm
I'm
good.
doing good, and I can't complain. And so, talk us a little bit more about what's maybe next for you in the future here. What can we see you doing?
I'm probably going to have a fight in April. So either MMA or boxing. I'm waiting their response, about my potential opponent. And I try to get also some fight in March. So MMA I already had one fight, but I also prefer to fighting in boxing. And currently I'm in Thailand, so I kind of get desire to maybe compete in Muay Thai in the future. But no, yeah, it's I really have to improve still a lot. But it's just very inspiring to be here. Surrounded with so many great fighters in their traditional country.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Now, you're mentioning you could be competing in MMA or boxing. I mean, which one would you maybe prefer, MMA or boxing, if you had to pick?
MMA, absolutely, because in MMA, I already have my grappling background, so I can feel more comfortable, and I feel some part I can fighting from my nature. Of course, I still have to work on my striking. Um, we have to basically improve forever. You're never gonna be like a perfect fighter. There's always something to learn about. But boxing I just like because it's completely new in my life, and I think it's going to help me to be a better striker in MMA. So actually that's why I get desire for boxing, so it helps my MMA career.
Yeah, no, that will definitely help your career for sure. Now, what are maybe some of your goals that you might have in MMA at the moment?
Um so in MMA, first I want to build up more my cage routine. I want to have multiple fights. I just want to enjoy my fight. And after I had my 4 or 5 fighting experience, then let's see what's the future is bringing. I really want to go as far as I can, but there is no pressure on me, because now first time in my life I can tell that I'm truly enjoying the competitions, every challenges in my life, because I was competing in judo a lot, like almost 20 years in my life, and my father was my coach. And I always felt like I have to prove myself, which of course help to build up myself. But now is I'm over 30, and I still have lots of goals, but I want to actually enjoy, so I don't put so much pressure on myself. I just want to really train hard, and I want to start to compete in this year as many as I can, and let's see how far it gets me.
Yeah, no, that definitely sounds like a great plan for sure. And you mentioned you've been competing in judo for a long time. I mean, what are maybe some of your favorite memories that you may have with judo?
I think when I was 17 years old, and I had a World Cup in Mongolia. And um yeah, that's a really great memory, because my so we are not from very rich family, and my dad was able to find a sponsor to pay my ticket for Mongolia to compete over there, but they couldn't sponsor his trip, so I was traveling alone there without coach. I made the registration, warm up, everything, just so alone. And as a 17 years old junior girl, I made my very first debut in it was an adult World Cup. So I made my first bronze medal in the World Cup, and I was really proud of this, because for the bronze medal I was fighting against world champion silver medalist Mongolian girl, and I remember the whole arena was cheering for her. And yeah, it was a very very great moment, because I was like, I can't let this go. I have to fight for my family. My dad made me happen to be here in this competition, so I have to go back home with a medal. So I won the medal for them. Maybe this was one of the biggest memory for me, because yeah, um it wasn't really easy, with my age, but I think it's just what I just made happy my parents, so it was the best memory. I also won the under 23 European Championship. That was my another great memories, because I won. I had 5 fights, and all the fight I was winning by ippon, and this is how I become an absolute European champion. So that was also a great memory.
Yeah, well, no, they definitely sound like some good memories for sure. Now, you used to get compared sometimes as kind of like the Ronda Rousey of Power Slap. I mean, what did you kind of think of those comparisons back then? Did you kind of like being compared to Rousey?
I feel as a privilege to compare to her, but I never get that level in judo like she does. But I still appreciate that people saying that. Ronda is amazing. She's a huge fighter, but she's definitely a huge inspiration for me. Of course, okay, in Power Slap, yeah, it's really different than MMA, but she also accomplished. She was really so far in MMA, so I want to get, I want to follow her journey.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good journey to follow for sure. And you mentioned you're in Thailand right now. I mean, what are maybe some cool things in Thailand that you've maybe seen along the way?
Well, actually today I'm going to visit it's a hill where are many monkeys. I'm really into monkeys. I don't
Okay.
know why. If I have a chance, I would like to take home one, but it's okay. The monkeys. Here actually, I'm very impressed by the training. So I cannot have vacation. I can enjoy the vacation if there is no training involved. Maybe it's coming from my childhood that this is how I was raised. So I can just enjoying the sun and beach. I would feel very guilty, like I do nothing. So honestly, I'm just really very happy about the training camp. I'm here. Oh, the food is amazing. It's really amazing. So delicious, so cheap. And the other thing I really like, and I think Thailand is a really perfect place for fighters because you get a good training, you get the vitamin D, because of the sun. The water is really good for your muscles, for recovering, and the massage is so cheap. It's like almost like $10 an hour on the beach, So it's
Yeah.
like
Wow.
I can afford it for every day after hard trainings. I think basically this is so far I experienced, and today I'm going to look for the monkeys and maybe some tigers.
Tigers. Oh, tigers would be cool as well too. Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned with the monkeys, you're a big fan of them. Have you ever held a monkey and stuff before?
No, I never had a monkey. I just saw in the zoo, but they're very interesting. They're just so funny. I like these little monkeys, who's like so clingy and they just always try to touch you, and oh, they are so cute. But in Hungary, we cannot have it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, that definitely makes sense for sure. Now, with Power Slap as well. I mean, how'd you kind of get into that? And talk us a bit more about some maybe some cool memories with Power Slap as well.
um, so back then I lived in Las Vegas. I moved to United States to get some bigger opportunity because in Hungary I was already in the TV show. I did judo, but I just wanted something new, something different, something bigger. So I moved to United States and I started to pro wrestling. I was like, maybe I'm gonna end up in WWE or something like that. And then no, PowerSlap was reached out to me, and I was like, okay, what is that? What is PowerSlap? So they explained the rules and stuff, and I was like, that's why for sure. I mean, that's gonna suit me perfectly. So I'm in. And then I just joined the exhibition competition. Dana was really very impressed with me, and yeah, this is how the journey started, and it definitely didn't end yet.
Yeah, no, it definitely hasn't. Now, the WWE is really interesting that you mentioned that. Do you watch a lot of the WWE at all? Have you been? Were you a fan at all?
I like it. But honestly, I really don't have so much time to watch so many fights or events, or I'm really doing so many things. So all what I can see only highlights in Instagram. Same with fighting. So sometimes, unfortunately, I have to miss the UFC events, even though I'm so obsessed with MMA. So I would say I'm a fan, but I can follow like every event. I just don't want to lie about.
Yeah, no, no, fair enough. That definitely makes sense. Now, obviously, with you competing in Power Slap, it's ran by Dana White. What was it kind of like to meet Dana White for the first time?
Oh, that was definitely shocking for the first time. Like, I was like, okay, he's right in front of me. And the first word what he told me was like, "You're a fucking badass." I'm like, ah, thank you.
That's
And
hilarious.
I did. I was freezed. I was just shocked. And then they coming with the interview. How does it feel that data is was just coming right to you after your first making the power slap debut and blah blah blah? And I was like, wow, I'm still shocked.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. No, that's it's definitely pretty cool. Now, with power slap, I mean, what kind of goes through your head when you're getting ready to get slapped and stuff? I mean, how do you kind of like how are you able to stand there and not moving that kind of thing?
In the beginning, I had no fucking idea what I'm doing. I was just about not to break the rules and just do my best. But I didn't know how is going to, and I know that I can slap hard, and I also knew that I can take the slap, but that it's in the competition. How is this going to work out? I had no idea, but it worked out really well for my good. And after I started kind of preparing for that, like I always mentioning in the interviews that I'm using the bends, for
Mhm.
the twisting move, because I realized the strong slap, like the strong hit, the strong kick, everything is coming from your hip, right? So it's the same. The slap is also coming, but there's so many people just they literally just slap with arm, and that's why I can see that there is no really chance for knockout.
Right.
Um, but I'm how to say I'm moving in my whole body. So that's one thing. Using the band because the band is holding you back a little bit. So I try to speed up more my slap, my move, and we know that the knockout is not only about the power but about the speed too. So you have to actually slap fast too. So
Right.
this is one thing I need to practice the target. It's still hard, to measuring because I also failed in my last event. I always fail almost my first slap because you measuring, and when you do it, you extend a little bit more your hands when you wanna slap. So I have to move a little bit backwards, just a feet, and then it get the right target. So it's a little bit hard, for me to make the perfect distance. Yeah, and we have to practice that you can hit actually the right target. It's very small, especially you try to hit from here so that you don't miss it.
Yeah, no, it definitely is an interesting sport, no doubt about it. And one thing I was curious about as well too, when you're in there training in the gym, whether it's for power slap or MMA, what are the vibes like? What kind of music do you like to listen to?
Oh, that's a very good question. It's because it's very mixed.
Okay.
When I'm cutting weight and I have to do my fucking cardio, which is hours sometimes a day. And
Okay.
I'm about surviving. You believe or not, I'm listening classical music because it has some special energy, and it just I don't know, it just helps me to survive, the
Yeah.
training. That's only when I am about, at the end, like the last week. I'm listening classical music, but I also love so much the Spanish style music, Cuban music, it has a very good vibe. So it's also hyped me up a little. And generally, when I'm going to training, I'm listening rap. Yeah, I like rap too. We're listening actually lots of house music in Hungary too, so it raises up my heart rate. It's and sometimes old rock and roll. Yeah, that's also what I like. I don't know. I'm a very moody girl, so I don't know. you know
Fair enough.
I
Fair enough.
have I have many, 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 many moods. I have also ADHD, so it depends which day I have. So I'm listening everything. If you wanna go through on my music list, is very strange. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's definitely funny that you have a good mix of everything. Now, when you're in the gym, I mean, who are maybe some of the best training partners to make you the best version of you?
Training. You mean like MMA gym?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I have a little girl. Her name is Zita. She's very fast and she's very strong for her size. I like to training with her because she's technically more skilled than I. So she helps me with, but I also love to training with guys. We sparring, like she's basically the only girl I'm training with, and the rest of my partners are guys.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I love sparring with guys too, because our coach, he doesn't want that we ever hold back. Like basically when we have a sparring day, he wants that we literally knock out each other. So there is no hold back. And I like, because every sparring training I feel like I'm activating my surviving instinct and I'm fighting and I'm training in that. So I really love it. I love training there with the guys. I always like to train with guys, because I think they bring out the best from me. And I also like if they not looking me as like, oh, she's just a girl, and they try to hold back. They hit harder, they're much more skillful. So I feel like I have to be really there in mind, with my physique and everything, just that at least I will be able to survive the fight. So I like they help me a lot to improve.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome that they help you improve for sure. And obviously you did a little bit of bodybuilding. I mean, what's maybe your strength and conditioning kind of like in the gym when you're training MMA or just in general?
You mean like the physical training?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so since they removed my breast implant, I can finally do bench press, which I like to do. In
Okay,
the
there you
past,
go.
I like yeah, I like to do the clean, deadlift, those things. Just the very general things. They are help me a lot, to be really strong. And the rest, I like to work with my body weight, like pull ups, climbing ropes. However, I haven't done now for a while, but in judo we used to do lots of rope climbing. Like before every training, we have to do 20 times. It really helps for the grit. And actually, this is one of the best thing. The rope climbing. It really gives you so much strength. I can feel the difference when I'm getting back in training. That I'm just getting stronger. It's really good.
Yeah, no, that definitely seems good for sure. No doubt about it. And obviously, you mentioned you're kind of a busy person outside of the cage, but what do you kind of like to do when you're not in there training and fighting outside of the cage?
Okay, I do lots of photo shoots because I'm kind of modeling too. But our training is a lot in Hungary. We have two free trainings a day. That's a
Wow.
lot.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
also have to, because I have to keep my weight, so I have to cook my own meal, own food. That's also a lot of time. And yeah, and besides that, like I have so many online work too.
Right. Now, you mentioned that you do a little bit of cooking and stuff yourself. What's maybe some of your go-to meals you like to make for yourself?
Uh Honestly, I'm not that good cooker because I have to cook only healthy stuff.
Right.
But actually, I can cook a great pancake when it's like a cheat day.
Okay.
Hungarian's pancake, not American's pancake. Hungarian's pancake. These are more like tiny, and you can we put cottage cheese in it, and you just roll it up. I really love that.
Very nice. Sounds good.
Yeah. I can do some good banana cake with oats, and I put more protein in, like with a few scoops of protein. So those are my kind of cheat cakes. But yeah, mostly I'm eating salmon, chicken, sweet potato, vegetables, and I think basically that's it.
Wow. Yeah, no, it definitely sounds like some good stuff for sure. And yeah, Shayna, it's been awesome kind of having you on this show. I mean, what's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
I appreciate all my fans who's watching me and following my journey, and I can promise them that I'm not going to disappoint them, and there is a lot more coming.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot more coming. And before I let you go, do we mind if you pose, get a picture for the Instagram, then I'll let you all go? All right, ready?
Sorry,
Here.
I just sorry. Oh, the pose.
Yeah, I was just
Oh
saying pose for
my
picture here. All right, let's go. Thank you so much for taking the time and waking up early to do it. Means a lot to me. And enjoy your day. And thank you so much. And we're looking forward to what's next with you.
Thank you, appreciate.